Free socks.
This is the emergency broadcast system. This is not.
All personnel, report to the nearest tornado shelter.
No cop! No KKK! No fascist USA! No cop! If we are here for this ain't nothing. This is not a valid protest, man.
Hello everyone, hopefully you guys can see me and hear me. I don't know. I don't know if you can or not. I don't know how many people are in here just yet. It seems like YouTube is having some trouble. So hopefully you guys are hearing me and can hear me well today. So I know that Pinball started a little later. He was having issues with YouTube also. So I don't know if I'm having issues just yet. Hopefully somebody will jump in here and say, "Hey, we can hear you." So hopefully we'll see how that goes. We're just 3 minutes into that. So anyway, I just wanted to today's been, or this week, it's been a long week. Oh good, YouTube is telling me that the health of my stream is good. So hopefully it is good. I don't see anybody in the chat yet. But anyway, I'm just going to continue on because people will watch this later. I have a few people who watch this later because they can't stay up as late, and that's okay. That's all right. We're all wired a little different, right? Awesome. So tonight's live is hopefully just as awesome or even more awesome than last week's live. So a few things I want to share with all of you guys. I'm going to save that one for last. Anyway, I'm glad you're joining tonight. I'm glad you're here. I'm so excited that you guys are here. I'm glad that you have the opportunity to be here in this space. Are participating by commenting in the content, and I love that. I love the opportunity when I have someone who comments on our videos or who comments here in the live. That makes me happy because I know that you guys are watching and listening. Another 400 subscribers. Hey, I am elated for 400 subscribers. You might say, well, Fernando, that's not a lot of subscribers. And I'm going to tell you, you know what? I'm on the other side of that idea because I love my 400 subscribers and learn all about prepping, not only in the physical aspect of that, but also in the spiritual side of prepping. So, the Lord has a lot of plans for this, for God's Prepared Warrior channel, right? You guys know I've been working on our website. I've actually been working on writing materials for you guys to have through the website. So I've been working on that. You guys know that every Monday I throw out to anyone who has subscribed on our website to receive the Warrior blog. So every Monday that comes out. Also on Tuesday, I'm sorry, I'm going to rewind. Monday is the Warrior Devotional, so that comes out because I totally believe that we all need God's help to start our work week, right? At least I do, right? So I want to make sure that you guys are connected with the devotional. So I write that in your mailbox, in your inbox. You receive not your physical mailbox, your electronic mailbox. In your electronic mailbox, you'll receive the Warrior blog, which is all about prepping, but not just prepping, but on the practical end, but also on the spiritual end. So you get that. And then all of that doesn't get tossed out into social media until Thursday and Friday. So what happens Monday and Tuesday happens Thursday and Friday to everyone else. So if you have not subscribed to the Warrior newsletter, go to the website. The link is in the description down here. And you can look at that in every video that I have. You can find that information there. Go there, go to the contact page. You'll see there where it says Warrior newsletter. Click on that, subscribe. All you're doing is you're giving me your name and your email address and a message that says, Fernando, send me that devotional, send me that blog in my inbox. I want it, right? So I will do that if you request it, and you will get that on those days. Now, also in this description, you will see all the other links to where you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Rumble, and there's another one. You'll see the list down there. Make sure you subscribe to those pages. That way you have all the information. TikTok's the other one. In TikTok is where I throw news, right? This just happened, right? And it's you'll see how I do it. It freaks people out from what I understand. My friends tell me, "Oh my God, Fernando, you're making me think that the end of the world is coming." And I'm like, "Great. I'm glad that you feel that way because it just might happen." So make sure you check out all of those links down in there. You'll also find a brand new link. There's a brand new link in there for coffee. And so it's a place where donation in there. So all of that from coffee is going to go toward the website that I'm building. So I'm working on that. So if you would like to help sponsor that, that's great. I would love for you to do that. So click that link down there. And if you want to support the channel in that way, you can definitely do that. Another way you can support in all of, what does that mean? Well, if you look at my sling bag video, I have all of the links to the items that I carry in my sling bag. If you click that link and maybe buy that product, you are not sending me money. You're paying for that product. And then because I've shared it, Amazon kicks back money to me. So that all of that money, I really want to do this well because I want our website to be informative, a place where you can go. We're about to have a hurricane. I know Fernando said that there's going to be a list, a PDF that I can download from his website. And I can go to his website and pull that down. That's the website that I'm building. I am building this because I want the website to be a hub where people can come and people can use this as a resource for them and their family, right? So you're here. It's good to see you guys. I was just talking about some of the new things that are happening. We've been talking about the website, God's Prepared Warrior website that I'm working on and building. Was just talking about my links. I'm just catching you guys up. Was just talking about the links in the description below. Make sure that you're following all of those links. because those links are important to all that God's Prepared Warrior is doing. So make sure you're following all those links. You're supporting the channel. All of that money from Kofi, coffee, however you want to pronounce it, is going to go to the website that we're building. So I was just talking about how we want God's Prepared Warrior website to be a place where people can come, and it's a hub where you can get information. You're not being charged for it. It's somebody is about to go through a hurricane, and they don't know what they need. We're gonna kind of talk about that tonight. But they can go to the website. There's a PDF form that they can download that is, this is what you need to prepare for a hurricane, what you need to do for your home. Here's a sample plan of what you should be planning. Here's a comm plan. All that stuff will be in there. I'm working on that. So I threw that in there because, we're going to need help to do it. So anything that you see that's Kofi or coffee, however you want to pronounce it, if you want to support the channel, you can click that link and go there, and you can support the channel in that way. So that way we can get that website off and going. I also shared that in all of my other videos, you will see Amazon links there, and those are affiliate links. I'm an affiliate for Amazon, so I will post in there things that I use, and you will start to see me do videos on them. So I finished the video already on a stove that I just bought that's really neat, that I'm fixing to use when I go camping. So I did a video on it. I should be uploading it here this week. So I'm excited about that. So that way everyone can see those things. But if you click on that, you don't send me money. Money from you doesn't come to me. Money from Amazon comes to me because you saw a link that I posted. So so I'm an affiliate for Amazon, and all of that coffee and my Amazon stuff is going to go all toward the website that I'm building. So that's what's the news for the website. It's going to come soon. I'm excited. So working on that now. I have some interviews planned coming up soon. I won't say who or when because I still need to get them nailed down. But I do have plans for visitors coming on and talking about all things prepping, right? First visitor I'm going to have is going to talk about comms. So because I am learning comms, and I'm going to be doing a video this week on my radio. So a lot of new things coming out. Be ready and excited to share those things. And I was saying earlier also, make sure that you guys continue to chat in this chat here. Talk amongst each other. I'm going to take questions and answers today. Q&A today. Yes, Q&A. And that's hopefully going to be here in a little bit. I do have some things I want to share with you tonight. So, welcome to God's Prepared Warrior channel. I hope you guys can hear me. I see you guys chatting in the one. Let me put my eyes on. Salt Mist, Prep Rebel, Linda. Hi, Linda. Welcome to the channel. I'm glad you're here. Prep Rebel asks, what radio do you have? And I have it in my room. I don't have it here with me. But I carry the Baofeng GM15 Pro, and it's a GMRS radio. I am a GMRS license operator, and so I have connected to all the repeaters, and here recently I have been chatting away on the radio and learning a whole lot of new things from a lot of people who have been doing this forever. So it's a really neat thing for you to have, and for you to be getting your family prepared for that. So that video on my radio is coming out this week, so make sure you check that out. Make sure that if you want to put together, what I'm doing is I'm creating a net for my family to be able to check in once a week, and because if it hits the fan, and communications go down, whatever goes down, we're prepared for all of that to happen. So I want to be able to take those things that I'm learning and bring them to you in a very easy way to learn, because there's a ton of videos out there on how to work on it, or talk on a radio, how to program it. I want to be able to show you all that in a really simple way. So I have those things coming out for you guys soon, so that you know how to do those things. How do you get a GMRS license? Where do you go for that? What do you got to do? Do you have to take a class? No, you really don't. And I will show you how to do all that good stuff. So it's going to be super fun. I'm excited about that. That is coming up here in this next week. So be looking out for that video. Awesome. So tonight, I want to talk about a few things and kind of help you guys to see and understand what's happening. This past week, I don't know if you've seen the headlines, but they're filled with concerns about the U.S. government potentially facing another shutdown. It's kind of like we have to go through this every year, that the government is going to shut down, and for years, I think we've had that, they have to pass this thing or their budget, and, if they don't, then they have to shut down. And we've always been told that there's this looming shutdown. I think right at the last minute, they did whatever they did, and so everything's good. We don't have to shut the government down, right? Things are different today, right? Inflation is high. We know that, right? Already, inflation is squeezing families, right? And there's everything is going up. It's happening, and now we have the looming shutdown thing happening again. I'm just going to read this to you. This was in the news. It says House Republicans on Wednesday defeated their own plan to avert the length of a short-term funding bill and, whatever was attached to it, right? They defeated their own plan. This is the thing that boggles my brain. They defeated their own plan, right? So it goes on, and it says, it is an embarrassing blow to Speaker Mike Johnson, who had the glooming GOP defections, only to watch it collapse on Wednesday in a vote that seemed doomed from the start. So this looks different than anything before, right? So that's why it's important for us to understand what is happening, because we've always heard that, the government's going to shut down, and they got so many hours to figure out whatever, and if not, these people aren't going to get paid, those people aren't going to get paid. And back then it's like, and now they passed, right? Prayerfully inclined for our government so that they can get things right, especially when they're defeating their own plan. I mean, it is just insane. So what should we be doing as God's prepared warriors to understand or be vigilant in these things, right? We need to stay prepared for just regular delays in basic services, right? We should be ready because food shortages might be coming out. So this is important for us to understand that these things can be affected by the government shutting down, servicemen, servicewomen not being able to get paid because the government shut down. So we need to be very vigilant to those things happening. Spirit as Jehovah Jireh, our provider, right? It is so important for us to trust in the Lord. God will meet all of our needs, right? According to Philippians 4:19, God will meet all of our needs according to his glorious riches. So we have to continue to stock up, right? Practically. We're talking practically now. We need to continue to stock up our pantry, right? And we need to also remember that we have to trust God for him being our ultimate source, right? Second thing, there's been an increase in natural disasters, right? Hurricane warnings and wildfires. Wildfires are happening right now as we speak. We need to be in prayer for all of those men and women who are battling all of those fires, because that is a dangerous job, and it is a silent job, I think, unless you are watching Wrangle Star's page. He's always talking about that because he used to work in that. We need to pray for these folks. We need to pray for not just the ones battling the blaze, but we need to pray for the people that are affected by those wildfires, those who are losing their homes, those who have to evacuate from their home. It is important to keep them in prayer. So we're seeing these alarming increases in natural disasters, from hurricane warnings to the wildfires that are happening, and they're ravaging parts of the west coast. So, these events become more frequent and unpredictable, and they're always putting people at risk. So it is important for you, as God's prepared warrior, if any of these things are affecting you, to be prepared, right? It is important to know how do I prepare in case of a wildfire. That's important to know, right? How do I prepare in case of a hurricane? So, we are still in the hurricane season, because the hurricane season, at least for the Atlantic, is from June 1st to November 30. And so the peak season is August to late October. So we're in that peak of where we can see more and more tropical storms building up to hurricanes. So it's important. Currently, there is none that will affect us right now. There is 2 tropical storms on the other side of the world. There's one tropical storm approximately 32 miles from Busan, which is near South Korea, or is South Korea. So there's that tropical storm going on. There's a tropical depression approximately 40 miles from Taipei, Taiwan. So those are the only 2 that are currently out in the ocean. But we're in that peak season. So, what we say in Texas is wait 5 minutes and the weather will change. So, you can wake up. It could be a beautiful, sunrise in the morning, and it could be raining at noon, and it could be snowing that's just Texas. Weather changes every 5 minutes. So, we're kind of prepared for all of that. So think about that, right? What do I need to prepare for a hurricane? You need to build a kit of water, food, all that stuff. If you're bugging out, you need to have at least a 3-day supply of stuff on you until you get to wherever you're going. So, you need all that stuff: water, food, flashlight, first aid kit. You need all of that. I've done a video on how to prepare for a hurricane. You can go back and check that out. It's right. And it's not just the idea of I'm going to leave. It's how do I get from point A to point B? You might have to have a plan C, D, and E. So think about all of that, because there are several things that can happen. So how do we, as God's prepared warriors, stay vigilant when it comes to emergencies, right? Whether that's creating evacuation plans, getting bug out bags ready, or just knowing what this crisis is, how big is it, what is it going to do, do I need to stay or do I need to go, right? It's so important. Spiritually, right, these disasters remind us that this world is temporary, right? Matthew 24, 6 and 8 tells us that these things will come as the earth groans, but take heart, right, warriors? Take heart. God is our refuge. He is our strength and an ever-present help in times of trouble. So, it's important for us to be ready for these things. Not just, you still want to have that sound mind, right? You don't want to be afraid, but you want to have that sound mind because, 2 Timothy 1:7 says, God doesn't give us a spirit of fear, but love, power, and a sound mind. I'm going fast because I want to get to y'all's questions and stuff. So here's the third thing: cyber security threats and data breaches on the rise. Okay, so I'm going to give you some new stuff today. Cyber attacks and data breaches have become more frequent. I don't know if you've paid attention. It actually is up-to-date information on people who are experiencing some kind of outage or this banking system is not working. That is where you're going to get all that information from. So these things are happening more frequently. There is an app that tracks all of this stuff, so it's good to have that when it kind of collects data on when people call in and they say, hey, my internet's not working, or this is down. Whenever all the phones went out, that's how I knew, because the app, I'm not getting paid to promote it. It's it's free, so you can actually download it on your phone. So last week, a major tech company reported a significant data breach, putting sensitive information at risk. And as our world becomes more dependent on technology, the threat to personal privacy, and I don't know if you've heard this, because they're like really small companies. There was a breach at 23andMe exposing generic data of millions of users' information. So that's one. Another cyber attack on Toyota impacting customers' email addresses. Hey, that's small. You didn't hear about it. It wasn't in the news. It wasn't anything big. God's prepared warrior is telling you that today, right? Another one, significant, a huge data breach at Disney exposing internal communications. So that happened. Let's see, a ransomware attack on CNA Financial, a data breach affecting Audi and Volkswagen customers. You probably didn't hear none of that. A recent attack on the crypto exchange BingX, right, resulting in a large sum of money stolen. Wow, money being stolen. Guys, I'm gonna say it. I have to say it right here. We have to stay vigilant. We have to stay prepared. It's so important. How do you stay secured, right? When it comes to your online stuff. Trust me, I know, because I have a lot of online stuff that I do. You need to check and make sure that you have not already been involved in a data breach. So if you hear these things come out on the news, and like I said, some of these, they weren't on the news. They didn't get front page. I had to look for them, right? You have to look for them. So, download the app. Do a Google search, right? All this stuff will always be posted. So you just got to find it. It's not always going to be front page news. You have to be God's prepared warrior, and you have to look for yourself, right? You have to look for that. So make sure you're not involved in any of those things that I've said, right? If you have a 23andMe account, I don't even know what that is. If you have a Toyota vehicle, you finance through Toyota, check to make sure you're not affected, right? It's so important. So do that. Second thing, make sure that you check your passwords, right? When you're choosing a password, remember that it has to be strong, right? It has to be a strong password. It needs to be at least 12 characters, and it has to be hard to guess. You can't say my password is 12345 because that's what anybody's gonna check first, right? I think that was out of Spaceballs, right? Hey, what's the password? 123. Really? Come on, that's the password on my luggage. I'll always remember that line. Anyway, make sure your passwords are good, right? Using a sentence is a great way to create a long password that no one will ever get, and one that you will never forget, right? So think about it in that way. I have a friend that uses letters, numbers, and signs and little, the @ sign, all this stuff, and I'm like, how do you even remember that password? It's so mixed up. It's like scrambled eggs, but he's able to do it. So be really creative. Make it hard for people to break your password. Just you don't forget it. Write it down. I'm always telling people to write it down. Number 4, trust no one on emails is what I'm talking about. Trust no one on emails, right? This may sound a bit extreme, but it's always best to be on the lookout for deceitful emails. If your friend Bob is emailing you, make sure it's Bob and it's not, and his email is bob at gmail.com. Make sure it's not bob1 at gmail.com. How do you know that it's God's Prepared Warrior's email address? Because it is God's Prepared Warrior at gmail.com. It's not God's Prepared Warrior 01, 02, or whatever. It is God's Prepared Warrior at gmail.com. Make sure that you're looking at the emails and that they are correct, right? Trust no one on emails. Don't open an email from unknown addresses. This is how phishing happens. They make it sound like, oh, this is your boss, and hey, I need your help, and just go to the store and buy some Google Play cards. That should be red flag number 1. If your boss is going to call you and ask you for money, that should be a red flag because it's your boss who pays you, right? I mean, it should be the other way around. So look at emails. Don't just open them. Make sure and trash attachments in unexpected emails. Trash them. Don't even open them. Don't click on it. Avoid risky clicks, right? So just make sure. Trust no one on email. Secure your device. Make sure that your device is your mobile phone. Make sure that it is secured. It either has a password. You have to use your finger, your elbow, whatever. Make sure that you have your phone locked in case it gets lost or stolen. Make sure you're installing antivirus software on your computer. Those things are important to have. Set your password, all that good stuff. Use your finger print to lock and unlock. I mean, all that stuff, right? Make sure you're writing your passwords down. Leave your Bluetooth hidden when not in use, and disabling automatic connection to networks. So your phone likes to give out information, and your phone likes to lock onto things. So make sure that that's secured, right? So it's important for God's prepared warriors to be vigilant. It's important to stay on top of cybersecurity and to keep your data, your personal data protected, secure, right? Don't overlook it. Don't just it's not that bad. It's bad. So make sure, right? Because we can always trust the Lord. Amen. All right, here is the last thing before we go to, and I'm gonna be quick about it, but I'm probably gonna talk on this a lot, but right, the countdown till the election has begun already. Tensions are rising, and as of today, there are just so many days to the election, right? We've seen an unexpected level of political division in the U.S., and I know you've seen it. We've seen President Trump being attacked twice already. Attempted assassination twice already. There is division from Republican and Democrat parties. There's infighting. There's all of these things. There's political unrest going on. There's division and things happening in our world. There's been protests that have been happening. There's been threats of violence that have been happening. Unrest. And I want you to understand this. No matter who wins, there will be unrest. I would prepare for unrest. Right? I told my wife, we need to go to the sporting goods, buy boomsticks, and maybe we need some more boomsticks. I don't know, but we need to be ready for what is coming in November. And I will tell you that don't think that you have till November, because you do not have till November. Because regardless of who's going to win, the experts are predicting unrest. And there is chatter out there that something is going to happen in October. And so we've seen all of these things happen leading up to where we are today. And we are on the 21st of September. And then after September, it's October. And so as Pinball Preparedness says, he's ready for the October surprise. So guys, it's important for us to stay vigilant. And how do we do that? We need to be prepared practically. I cannot stop saying that. I have to keep saying that. We have to be prepared practically by securing our homes. We have to create a plan. And we need to put a plan together for our families, right? Whatever that looks like. If you live in a city and if things are going to pop off, that city is going to be a bad place to be. And you're going to need to protect your family. So if you're planning on staying, you will need to fortify your home. If you're bugging out, you will need to fortify yourself if you're going to bug out. So you have to have a plan in place. It is so important to do that. You have to know where you're going to go, right? That plan has to already be in place. What is that plan? What does that look like for you? You might be in a rural area, and Fernando, I'm staying here. Praise the Lord. What is your plan, right? You should be building a plan. There should be a security plan. There should be a comms plan. There should be a food plan. All these plans should be planned out. There should be that going on for you, right? Those things need to be ready. They need to be in place in case things happen for the worse, right? But I'm going to tell you, spiritually speaking, this is the time. This is the time to rise as warriors of prayer, right? November's coming. October's coming. It is now time for us, if you have not, to become a prayer warrior. We need to be in prayer for this thing that is going to happen, whatever is going to happen. We need to ask God to continue to protect us. His word tells us that he will never leave us, nor will he forsake us. The Bible tells us that he is our protector. The Bible says that he is our healer. We need to keep praying for our land, for our country. We need to keep praying for in the direction that they need to go, right? We are not called to fear. I said this earlier in this live. I said it earlier. We're not given that spirit, right? But we have to stand firm in our faith, right? I'll always go back to 2 Timothy 1:7, where it reminds us, Paul reminds us that God has not given us the spirit of sound mind, right? So we have to pray for peace. We have to pray for wisdom, and for God's hand to guide us, for God's hand to guide our nation, for God's hand to guide our nation's leaders through this troublesome, getting us through it. This is how how our country is gonna go from where it is, almost in the wastebasket, to back to where it was. If the God is going to allow that to happen, we got to be in prayer, right? There's just, we have to stay vigilant to the things that are happening. These natural disasters are going to happen. We have to understand that there's cybersecurity threats looming all over the place, and then the growing tensions that are happening leading up to this election, the signs are there for you to see that we must stay prepared, not both. So as God's prepared warriors, we have to take these things seriously. We can't no longer play around anymore. We have to look at these things and look at them seriously, and we need to begin praying for whatever we see that is happening, right? We don't let fear control us, right? But we take comfort in knowing that God is sovereign and that He is over every detail that is happening. He's the one that holds it's like that old song, right? He holds the whole. Say that. We have to believe that He has everything in control. So no matter what happens, no matter what comes, He has a plan for us, right? So we need to continue to encourage one another. We need to continue to pray for one another without ceasing, and we need to trust in God's perfect timing, because His timing is the right timing for all of us. So yeah, we have to be totally vigilant to what God is doing and what He's going to continue to do. Okay, I got some time to answer some questions. If I look weird, it's because I'm reading with my bifocals. I am that blind. Let's see. All right, heading south. Okay, about 3 weeks. All right, prep. I'll be ready before the election. This will be very dangerous transit. Yes. Make sure you continue to remind me of your travel plans, because I want to keep you in prayer, my brother. And know that you have a place to stay here if you need a place to stay on your way home. So know that. Questions for me, guys? Let's see. Let's see. Yes, I've gotten the FedEx email before. Yes. Yeah, that's one of them. Let's see. All right. You guys have any questions? Rejoice always. Thank you. Thank you. I thank you for that. Yes. Yeah, you got to make sure you're not being scammed in your emails, because that happens a lot. Phishing happens. Make sure that you report those things. Prep Rebel says, look back at JFK's speeches. Yes. Yes, I also look at Ronald Reagan's speech today. And so, you know, if you go on X, you will see a lot of Ronald Reagan's speeches being actually replayed. And you will see in there that in his time, he was trying to fight the things that we are actually going through right now. So, so yeah, I would encourage you guys to also look back at Ronald Reagan's speeches too as well. And you know, he they attempted his life too. You know, he was actually shot, I think, and so you know, tell him at all. So yeah, so definitely look at our great leaders from the past, and you will actually see what they were trying to prevent back then is literally actually happening today. So it's awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. All right, guys. I am so glad you are here tonight, and I'm excited that you're here. All of you guys, come back. Make sure you share the channel with your family and friends. Our goal here is simple. We are looking at preparedness in two ways: the practical side of preparedness and the spiritual side. Right? You need both, right? To be able to be okay even during the apocalypse, right? So, guys, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here with me. It's so encouraging that you guys are here with me, and I look forward to seeing you throughout the week this week as I upload all of those videos. So make sure you're checking that out. I'm going to try to but I'm going to try, right? Prep Rebel is, Pinball Preparedness is doing it one every morning. And he does one at lunch. So, you know, I work and it's hard to be able to do that many, but I'm going to try. For you guys, I'm going to try. So, so look for new stuff this week, and keep praying for our channel. Keep praying for what God is doing with this. I have received some great comments this last week in a few of my videos, and a lot of thank yous. So, you know, when I see those comments, I'm thankful because, you know, God is using this, right? God is using this, keep that momentum going. You're welcome, Salt Miss. You know, it's just so important for us to understand that we need to know what's happening. And so that's what I'm going to keep preaching. Know what's happening and take God with you. You next Saturday. God bless all of you, and I'm going to be praying for y'all to have a great week. Let's keep praying for this election. Let's keep praying for our country and our leaders, and because we know God has a plan. We may not